Hello? Yeah, I just came back from the doctor's office. Yeah, no, yeah, he says I have parasites, so I've been saving all my poop. Yep. Did you get the photo? Did you get the photo? I just took a photo in the toilet, right? To show you what was in the toilet floating there. And I just sent you a photo now of some of the things I extracted from my shit that's right here on the plate. What am I using? Chopsticks. You saw the chopsticks in the photo? You thought I was... No, I'm not eating it. No, this... I told you I was doing this parasitical cleanse, and then I went to this doctor. He said I had parasites. He took 20 vials of blood from me, so I was sick for so long after that. But I guess, and then I did the stool samples, right? He gave him the stool samples. Oh, yeah, that's the photo. I just sent it to you. Exactly. What did I find in my shit? Well, I just showed you. What? You don't think that's a worm? I'm positive it's a worm. No, I'm positive it's a worm. Did you see that? I'm positive this... Look. I know you can't see it. Should I put you on FaceTime? I'm positive this is a worm. It's a macaroni. From when because I like it al dente. Maybe. Okay, but did you see the other thing that I'm positive is a worm? Do you see that? Let me try to get it scooped up again. The doctor says I have parasites. He's pretty sure. So he's got me on all this stuff and microbiome stuff and everything. But I've been sick. I'm still sick, but I've been sick with all kinds of problems. I'm wondering if that's it. What about this? Didn't I show you this? I showed you this. I pulled this out of my poop. Do you see it? You see it on FaceTime right now? Do you see it on FaceTime? You see that? Yeah, that's got to be a worm. I saw it in the toilet. I don't think there's anything wrong with saving my shit every day. I have a whole pile here. I'm going to go through every bit of it. And then I'm going to prove to all my friends and my family that I do have parasites one way or another, because I better prove it to them, because they think I'm crazy anyway, because I've been sick for 2 years. And I've seen neurologists and I've seen specialists. So I think I found the problem. I think this functional medicine doctor's right. My microbiome's off. I have some kind of parasite in me. He's helping me find it. Yeah. What's he charging? Don't worry about that. What? Okay. So you don't think that's a worm? I'm showing you right now. That came out of my poop this morning. I saved it. It's on a plate right now. Why am I using chopsticks? Because it's easier. You see this? You see on FaceTime the chopsticks? I promise you I'm not eating this. No. Stop fooling around. You're a friend of mine. I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to prove to you why I've been sick for 2.5 years. Yeah. With all the symptoms I have and all the fatigue. Remember when we were out that night and I got dizzy and I had to go home early? And you said I was a wuss? I really am sick. Yeah? Okay, listen. So what do you think this is? You think it's not a piece of spaghetti, I'm telling you. I don't care if I like my spaghetti really hard like al dente. I'm positive. What do you think it could be? You think it's like a hair I ate? You know, you're not helping me. I'm looking for the bugs, and my doctor's looking for the bugs too. He says that, yeah, just hold on. Hold on. Yeah, just, you see it on FaceTime? Look, what is that? It's not normal. And I've been doing the cleanse for about a few days now, or about a week actually. Yeah, what do you think this is? It's gotta be shit. I'm gonna post it all over social media. Yeah, I've been sick for 2.5 years, and then I'm gonna post I'm gonna post the picture of the photo and I'm going to say, look, worms, so that all my following sees it. Yeah. Celery juice? Why would I drink that? I never tried it. I hear it's just like a gimmick or something, right? It's just celery. Huh? Okay, I'm going to post a photo and you think I'm going to mislead another 10,000 people that they have parasites? I don't know. I have parasites. I know I have parasites. Look, this is yesterday's shit. This is yesterday's feces right here. Okay? Just hold on. Okay? It's dry. I dried it up a little bit. I put it in the dehydrator. You know when you make crackers, dehydrated crackers? You know the raw dehydrated crackers everybody's been eating? Well, I decided to put my poops in the dehydrated machine. And did you know they come out really good? Where they come out nice and hard, and then I can preserve them and analyze them and add water to them. So I've been adding water to them and breaking them down. This is how you do it. Okay. You didn't like the last photo I gave you where there was poop on a paper towel? No, that was toilet paper, not a paper towel. I put it on toilet paper right when I went to the bathroom and I texted you the photo. I'm telling you there were worms there. There are hookworms in there and other types of worms in there and probably a tapeworm in there. I'm positive to that. Yeah. Okay, well, I have a cleanse. I got a drink my practitioner gave me. And it's got a powder in here and some other stuff. I'm going to mix it right now before I drink it. Oh no. You're getting me confused, and I just mixed my cleansing drink with my chopsticks. You just confused me and you made me mix them with my chopsticks. My chopsticks were just on this. I'm having anxiety. I know I've had anxiety for 2.5 years. It's the parasites creating my anxiety, I'm telling you. I'm calming down. I know my anxiety's through the roof right now. You just ruined this drink. This drink cost me like probably $250. Drink it anyway? Are you kidding? I can't drink this. This has got all the beneficial microorganisms, he said, and it's got clay in it and everything. This is what's going to get rid of this problem right here. Yep. Calm down. How can I? I just ruined my drink. I just put these dirty chopsticks in here from here. I know I've had anxiety for 2.5 years. It's definitely my parasites. That's the real problem. Yeah. Yep. That's right. Look, I'm going to send you more photos. Okay. Let me just take another photo. And another one here. All right. Okay, but wait, one more thing. Don't go! Don't go! Don't go. Come on. Please stay on. What is that? You see it on FaceTime? What is that? It's a piece of broccoli? Yeah, I had broccoli. Okay, all right. So you're trying to tell me that, okay, it is broccoli. Maybe this isn't what it is. You're right. Oh my God. I've already been through 2.5 years of trying to heal. Okay, I'm going to go. All right, bye. We're live! We're live! You know what happens with the parasite trend, and you'll see there's a celery juicer right here because celery juice, which I'm going to juice a little bit in a moment, does so much for people. I've seen people throughout the years. I remember people pouring into my office. They come into my office. They're sick. They're on parasitical cleanses. You don't think parasitical cleanses haven't been around forever? They've been around forever. No one got better. They were sick with fatigue and neurological symptoms. They do a parasite cleanse, and yeah, that wouldn't fix them. And get them on celery juice, and things start changing and changing. So let me just explain a little bit before I go on, right, about what you just witnessed, right? So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but what you witnessed is a major confusion in the parasite theory world, right? that's leading a lot of people astray. Seasoned people know they've been down that road, but if you're a newbie, you'll be down the parasite road. You'll be going to all the parasite doctors, and you'll be doing the parasite elixirs, and you'll be looking in your poop every single day. You'll be looking through your poop in the toilet. You will, if you're just starting to get sick, and you haven't found medical medium and you're fixing yourself with a medical medium, you'll be looking in your toilet and you'll be convinced that your microbiome's off and you got lots of parasites and worms. And what you're really seeing in here is fecal matter. People swallow food without even chewing. And when they do chew, they don't even chew enough. Like, they'll get a whole stalk of a piece of lettuce in there. Then what happens is it gets all filmy and loose, translucent looking. And then boom, that's a worm in the toilet. There's just, there's so much of that going on, okay? But let's go into this. Say you do have a worm and you did get a worm out. The worm is not why people are sick. And I've watched this over and over again. You can get any kind of worm you think you get out. It's not going to fix your neurological symptoms. It's not going to fix your migraines, your burning skin, your aches and pains, your back pain, your neck pain, your trigeminal neuralgia. You can do all the parasitical cleanses you want. It won't fix your vertigo and your trigeminal neuralgia, your burning skin, your fibro, and everything else, and your brain fog and chronic fatigue syndrome, right? So it's important to know how it works. So let's just talk about the parasite thing. By the way, you guys, before I go any further, that's on sale because the sale's going to be running out soon, so I'll talk about that a little bit. And that's the MM900 HDS. It's $50 off. So it's important to know how it works. Mucus comes out of our intestinal tract too. So if you start taking apart your poop, so if you actually start to dissect your poop, you're going to find strands of hardened mucus. They're wrapped around and inside the poop. That's what happens. And that strand of mucus that forms and hardens too in the poop, that's also what comes out. So many photos online, so many photos of people saying, here's a worm, here's a worm, here's a worm, and they're not worms. It's like you got 1,000 photos of no worms, and then you get one worm in somebody's poop. You get like one worm in somebody's poop, and they still don't recover from their neurological symptoms, aches and pains, or Hashimoto's, or anything else they're dealing with. Because it's important to know how things work. Worms don't give us neurological symptoms, which is basically 90% of why everybody's sick with chronic illness right now. Everybody, okay? ADHD and brain fog and depression, anxiety. A worm can't give you depression, anxiety, and all this, okay? Not even bloating from worms. You get the bloating from the low HCl. What happens is, though, that inside people's poop, okay, a lot of things congeal, and one of those things is mucus. Mucus will congeal and harden, and will take on a life of its own. I've seen this over and over again. Let's talk about parasites for another minute before I move on. I'm going to juice some celery a little bit, talk about how celery juice works, why people recover in their gut, what it really does, how it's healing the person, right? So if you get a parasite, all right, if you get one, it's either you or the parasite. You die or the parasite dies. You can't live with a parasite, and you can't live with one long. Keep that in mind. When someone gets a foodborne illness from a parasite after they had bad food that was contaminated, they shit their brains out, throw up their brains out, diarrhea their brains out, throw up again. They're in agony and pain. They're in the ER on IVs, and it's either you or the bug, you or the parasite. Parasites are not like viruses. They're not like bacteria. You live with viruses and bacteria inside your gut, inside your body, inside your organs. You can't live with parasites. You can live with worms. Parasites aren't worms. Very important. Parasites aren't worms. They are not the same. Once people start pretending parasites are worms, yep. So the Aldi crew says, nope, not true. Actually, correct, 100% correct and true. What happens is you get a real, if you're in India, okay, or if you're somewhere else in the United States, or if you're in Europe, or if you're in Mexico, and you get bad water somewhere, okay, or you get a bad meal and you're drinking something bad, and there's a parasite in it, and you get sick from that parasite, it's either the parasite or you. That's what it is. That's how it works. You survive by your body killing off the parasite and you slowly recovering, okay, which could take time for people when if a parasite's been that bad, that aggressive. But you don't live with it. You don't. You get rid of it or it gets rid of you. That's how it works. It'll dehydrate you and to the point where you're in the ER wasting away. You're on IVs until they can't help you anymore, or you win the battle and your body wins the battle and you get rid of that parasite. That's how it works, okay? And if you're someone that had a parasite battle, you'll be on a recovery, but it'll be a hard recovery for a lot of people. Sometimes it's a quick recovery, some people too. That's how parasites work, okay? That's real information on parasites. Worms are not parasites. Keep that in mind. People can be strong as oxes. You can have somebody that's bedridden with chronic fatigue syndrome and brain fog and all kinds of different conditions, right? And pain, suffering. Miranda Kerr in the house. Good to see you. Hey, Miranda. You can be somebody suffering. You're struggling. You're in bed. You're bedridden. Okay. And then you can be somebody playing tennis, drinking martinis, eating chocolate cake every day. You're strong as an ox till you're 40, you're 50, and you can be filled with worms. You can have a whole bunch of worms in you and it won't interfere with your life. You can be drinking alcohol, partying, eating chocolate cake, doing what you want, staying up late at night, whatever. And those worms won't interfere with you. And then you could have somebody that's in bed, no worms. They're in bed. They're on Mattress Island. They're suffering. They're fatigue, brain fog, you name it, body pain. They got viruses. They got the Epstein-Barr, they got the shingles, they got the HHV6, they got the cytomegalovirus, they have streptococcus, they got bacteria. That's what they have. They have the viruses creating neurological problems, and that's how it works. A worm cannot create a neurological problem. Very important to understand. So I've watched for decades people go through the parasitical trend game, the trendy trap of the parasitical game. I've watched it for years. I've had people pour into my office just sick. Ghastly sick. Again, they've tried all the parasitical cleanses. They've tried everything. They've gone down that route. But they didn't get better until they started cleaning up their liver, killing off their viral load, getting rid of their brain fog, getting rid of their aches and pains, their vertigo, their eye floaters, their burning skin, their dizziness, their jaw pain, head pain, neck pain, their migraines, right? Their tics and spasms, their ADHD, getting rid of all of that. And it wasn't parasites at all. It was low-grade viral infections. The parasitical world and alternative medicine came about because nobody knew why anyone was sick. The same reason the Candida trend kicked up back in the early 80s. Nobody knew why anyone was sick. So it was the Candida trend. It was the parasite trend. And that trend was because why is anybody sick? Why are they suffering? Why do they have migraines? Well, maybe it's a parasite. And there's new suckers for every single generation. Just telling you right now, bottom line, there's new suckers for every single new generation. And lots of money is being made off of those cleanses, off the parasite products, off of all of that. In fact, hundreds of millions of dollars go into promoting those, brainwashing you and brainwashing your practitioner. So your practitioner even gets brainwashed and thinks, oh, well, we're going to be looking through your stool samples, or we're going to be looking for parasites, okay? Well, guess what? If you're seasoned and you've been through it all and you've been through it, listen to those seasoned people that have done it, been there, done that, and it didn't work. And they had to do things that really helped them heal. They had to bring in tools like the celery juice. They had to bring in other tools. They had to know what herbs and supplements to use to clean up the viruses, build up their immune system. They needed to do things that were different, right? Nemocom says, you changed my life. You know, and so these things are important, but the parasite misinformation is so thick, it is unbelievable. So I want you guys to be clear on that, like to know that. And some of you guys would be like, no, not true, parasites and worms. Here's the thing, okay? If you're dealing with a tapeworm, which is a completely different species because of its size and what it does, all right? The size and what it does. Tapeworm, that's different. You know you have it. You find out pretty soon. and then you have to deal with it, all right? And those cleanses don't even get that stuff out. They don't even get those tapeworms out. Everybody who has a tapeworm, and I've watched this throughout my office for years, anybody that had a tapeworm, and it was specifically a tapeworm, had to go the conventional route to kill off the tapeworm. Didn't matter what concoction they were drinking, sniffing, whatever they were sticking up their behind, they actually had to go conventionally to knock out the tapeworm. They had to use a tapeworm medicine. That's what they had to use. Important to know. But what happens is people live with worms inside of them. And that's number one. They're not affected at all. They live their life. Everybody's running around out there, driving around in cars, doing their appointments, working out in the gym, and they got their little worms. Everybody has a worm here and there in them, and they're living their life, and they can live their life until they're 90, whatever it's going to be. But getting us sick is another story, and that's the viruses and the bacteria. That's what gets us sick and takes us down over time and puts us in bed and gives us the brain fog and gives us the fatigue and gives us the weight gain and the psoriasis and eczema. That's how it works. Really important to know, you guys. This is critical information. Now, if you're somebody who's run down, you've been down that avenue of having to look into your pooping in the toilet every single day, hoping that you're going to find some Pandora's box, some holy grail, that you're going to find a treasure trove of parasites because you've been convinced to be downing down those parasite cleanses and been convinced, okay, it's not the avenue to go. Of course, you could do what you want. Listen to your doctor, absolutely. I always recommend listen to your doctor, but I'm talking from 35 years of experience, watching people and their pain and suffering, watching what they've gone through, and it's a trendy trap. The parasitical cleanse and the parasitical nightmare world is a trendy trap. That one right there, important to know. One thing I can guarantee you about a parasite, you eat some bad chicken, you eat some raw pork, you eat some bad mayo, drink some bad water somewhere, and you got that parasite, you sit there and you're sick and stuck being sick. You end up in a hospital or you're home sick as a goat until it passes. There's no in between. That's how a parasite works. A real parasite doesn't let you have the comfortability, the comfortable nature of being like, I'll just live with this parasite and I'll just live sick for the next 5 years with this parasite. It doesn't allow you to. It gives you a short allotted amount of time before you kill it or it kills you. That's a real parasite. That's what happens. You go down to Mexico, you drink some water somewhere in some gas station in Mexico, right? You won't make it, okay, to a hospital. Many people that don't. Emergency services are coming to find them and take them to a hospital. That's how it works. And then you're in that hospital until that parasite dies or you die. That is a fact. Cold-hearted fact, and cold-hearted parasites. That's how they work. They take no hostages and they're cold-hearted. That's what real parasites are. Chronic illness is not parasitical. Chronic illness is viral plus some bacteria, okay? And when someone has a battle with a parasite, their immune system can lower and those viruses can come up. And that's how it works. These parasites can be a trigger to knock down the immune system so the bugs come up. And that's important to know right there. So parasites, okay, can trigger the immune system by breaking you down when you get sick. And then the very thing that keeps you sick for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years is the virus that was already on its way up at one point. Really important. What kills the parasite? The whole point is your immune system has to kill the parasite when you do get the parasite. And it has to happen in a allotted amount of time or you get dehydrated, sick, can never eat, and you've got the runs 24/7. They put you on morphine in the hospitals. They put you on IV. And if you don't get that past that parasite, you're a goner. Bottom line. And that's what happens every single year to people. But you can't just live with it all happily and go to your life and live with that parasite and that's what you're doing and all that. You can't do that because there is no parasite there then. What people do when they live with their chronic illnesses, they're living with viruses. This is clear-cut information to air out the misinformation so you know. I would watch this again and listen to this. It's all important stuff, definitely. Okay, so the bottom line is people are looking in their crap every day. They just do. They look in their crap anyway, naturally. And then when they're looking for something, that's a whole nother story. Because when they're looking for something, you know, that's like, yeah, that becomes, now it becomes an obsession. You get told you got parasites at your functional medicine doctor's office, your doctor's office or whatever, your practitioner or someone you see online or an influencer, and you're told you got parasites, you're on the wrong track. And then when you're on the wrong track, then it becomes this crazy obsession. I mean, total obsession. So now it's like you're looking through your crap every single day. Okay, now you're going to be all of a sudden set and subscribed and tied into the system to being at your doctor's office, getting blood work, stool samples, taking all these products and gut products. You're going to be in that line of fire. And, you know, that's what it's going to be. And then you'll be getting more blood work, and it's this parasite. And then it becomes this parasitical thing where it takes over your brain. The whole entire trendy trap, you're tricked, and it takes over your whole brain. That's the parasite world right there. Important to know. And what happens is when you're in that place, fresh air is having information on how to get out. One step on how to get out, celery juice. You can go to a juice bar, get it every single day if you need to. You go to a juice bar and you get it freshly made, okay? If you have a juicer at home, you make it every single day, okay? This is the MM900 HDS. It's on sale. I gotta tell you, because what happens is when the sale's over, then everybody says, like thousands of people every day say to me, what juicer should I get? What juicer should I get? And I'll be like, well, the sale's over. So you missed $50 off, but right now it's on. You can get $50 off. They give you the celery juice book right here for free, 2 glass bottles, letting you know, okay? If this isn't the juicer you want, and I'll talk about why it's my favorite, because it saves you money. It saves you money every time you juice. But if this isn't the juicer you want, get a juicer. Get another juicer, okay? If you have a juicer, use it. If you have a blender, use it. So if you have a blender, blend up your celery sticks. Check out Medical Medium, medicalmedium.com. Look on how to do it if you have a blender, okay? Just don't add water in the blender, all right? Really important to know, okay? And you guys know I've been working with Omega because this juicer is that incredible and it's so innovative, it's so amazing. So I'll talk about why it's so great. Anyway, this is important information when it comes down to parasites because people all fall into the parasitical trap. A parasitical trap will take over your mind. It will literally start to eat away at your soul. That's what it can do. You'll spend thousands of dollars on gut health products that aren't fixing you, that wreak havoc in the intestinal tract, like sodium bicarbonate products, clay products, different probiotic products that have all kinds of bad stuff in there, and you end up irritating your linings while you're still sick with your viruses, with your Epstein-Barr, with your shingles. If you got trigeminal neuralgia, you got herpes simplex 1 or shingles or both. If you got fibromyalgia, you got Epstein-Barr virus, okay? You got Epstein-Barr. If you got eczema, psoriasis, you have Epstein-Barr. I talk about more details of how it works in the Medical Medium book so you know how it works. Anyway, this is the MM900 HDS, omegajuicers.com. MM900 HDS, omegajuicers.com. That's the one. There's other juicers like it, meaning seem similar, but it doesn't do what this one does. And you can juice anything in this thing, anything in it. It's quiet, it's amazing. This is the omegajuicers.com, the Omega model, but they got a lot of models, so this is the MM900 HDS. Important to know. You love that juicer? Kathy says, I love that juicer. Easy to clean, dry pulp, amazing. I know, it's incredible. Yeah, it's just that amazing. It really is. So, what happens is that I'm not going to be able to save everybody when it comes to the parasitical trendy trap. People are going to fall into it every single day out there. Nothing I can do about it because it's a trap that's got tons of money behind it. You couldn't even imagine what's behind it money-wise. Hundreds of millions of dollars are pumped into that trendy trap and all the products involved. I mean, shareholders galore like no one's ever seen. That's the gut health trap. And what happens is you become a part of it. You get sucked into it and you become a part of it. That's how dark alternative medicine can get. You know, you love how quiet the juicer is, BB Acaro? It's so quiet. It's so quiet. We're live on TikTok, Telegram, and IG right now, you guys. I got it for my birthday this year. It works amazing and saves us money. Medical Medium Trinity. Hey, incredible. I'm glad you have it. So proud of you. Agree. This juicer is fantastic. Skydor, and Sky Rescue. Incredible. Really, I mean it is. It just is. Okay? Now, food prices are going up, you guys. But this juicer saves you money to spend on more food, other food, okay? So if you're spending less on celery and you're getting an herbal medicine because of it with this medical device, so this is a medical device, okay? You're creating herbal medicine, think about that, and you're saving money to buy other food. That's how I look at it every day. Food prices are going up and up and up. Okay, we're up against that right now, and it's going to be like that for quite a while, right? That's how it's going to be. And food prices are going up, but I'm saving money with this because I'm buying less celery, making my herbal medicine, and if you want to juice other things in this juicer, you can, and that's the whole thing. You can save. You can save. It's really great. So use whatever juicer you want with celery, okay? But let me tell you why I also like this one. It doesn't have metal gears grinding against each other. This also doesn't have that centrifuge where it burns your juice. That's incredible all on its own. The pulp comes out dry. Okay, so at my friend's house, he had a juicer going, and I wasn't making fun of him with his juicer or nothing. I was like, okay, let's make some juice. It was so sloppy wet, he kept on putting the wet pulp back into the juicer over and over again. And I'm like, dude, you ain't going to squeeze that juice out. The juicer's not designed for that. You know, so it was really funny. Another note I want to go into, okay? Probiotics, good bacteria, good microorganisms, do not get rid of the bad microorganisms. They don't battle each other, they don't go at war with each other, and they don't fight. Very important to know. Very important, okay? So you can put all the good microorganisms in you want. They don't battle the bad ones. The bad ones stay there, and they never leave unless you do things to get rid of them properly. Celery juice is a way to get rid of the bad microorganisms. The bad stuff. It gets rid of the bad bacteria. Celery juice can do that. That's what's incredible. This is an herbal medicine right here. You love your MM900 HDS? Incredible. Incredible. Key is strain the juice, right? So, okay, so here's the thing too about this one that I want to go back to about the pulp, right? Okay, I just juiced 32 ounces, actually more than that. It's probably going to be 34 ounces or something in the end. I just used all that juice. That pulp is dry right there in my hands. It's not piles of wet pulp up to here, okay? It's not piles of wet, soaking wet pulp. Keep that in mind. So that means that I buy less celery. It's already paid for itself over and over again. So if I'm buying, okay, 5 heads of celery instead of 8 or 9 heads of celery, I just save $2, $4, $6, $8, $10, $12, $14, whatever it's going to be each time. I mean, how incredible is that? What is the model of the juicer? It's MM900 HDS. Everybody's putting it on there. Model is MM900 HDS. Nice, $50 off. Comes free with the celery. The celery juice book comes free with it. 2 glass bottles, letting you know. You guys, the sale's going to end, so I have to tell you because I can't tell you how many people ask me what juicer's best or what juicer do I use. You guys, there's not even a number you can say of how many people and how many times. But every time they're asking, it's when there's no sale. And then I'm afraid to say anything because I don't want people to have to pay full price. You get $50 off. It's just the best time to do it. If you're, you know, you can wait for the next sale someday, but, you know, it's great, you know. But
That's the pulp. It's dry. Okay? And why do I like celery juice? Because it kills the bad stuff. Viruses are why people are sick. We're starting to learn that now when you think about it, right? Of everything going on, the plague and everything else. But these chronic, long-term bugs that sit in people, the simplexes, the fever blisters, they sit in the trigeminal nerve waiting to come out on the lip every time. The shingles viruses sit inside of us we don't even know about. The Epstein-Barr, the HHV6, HHV7, the cytomegalovirus sits inside reproductive systems. EBV sits inside women's reproductive systems, causing infertility, causing problems. The EBV virus causes the eczema, the psoriasis, the skin problems, right? All the things that people have. And so what celery juice does is it breaks down these viruses. It breaks down these bugs, starts to break them down, starts to beat them down, and eventually starts to kill and clean many of them up. And that's how people get their lives back. People with acid reflux, gastrointestinal problems, IBS, Crohn's colitis, have the bugs inside their gut. The bad bugs, like not parasites, they have the bacteria. They have the viruses, celiac, right? The whole bit. They have the Epstein-Barr virus, they have the streptococcus, and then the celery juice gets into the gut, starts to break stuff down. If you guys just got on here, this is the MM900 HDS right here, $50 off. Love it. What I love about this juicer, doesn't have the metal gears. Doesn't have the metal gears grinding against each other. There are expensive juicers, double the price of this, triple the price of this, that have the metal gears rubbing against each other, giving you little tiny fragments of metals as years going by. You get little bits of metal as years go by, and that's the last thing you want. This doesn't have that. That's what I love about this. That's what's incredible about it, right? Easy to clean, comes apart really easy, goes together really easy. Love this juicer, I really do. Love it. So it's the MM900 HDS. So you should check it out, omegajuicers.com. That's the place to get it. That's where the sale is. Who the heck's calling? Hello? Dr. Nesbitt. I haven't... You just watched? Well, you just stopped surgery? Dr. Nesbitt just actually stopped his surgery because he was watching the Parasite, the poop. He says he thinks he saw something in one of the poops. What did you see? Doctor, you're coming? Dr. Nesbitt's on his way right now, you guys. He says he's going to examine the poo. Dr. Nesbitt is a board-certified surgeon. He's a board-certified psychiatrist, too, and a surgeon. Okay, you coming? Okay, all right. You'll be here in a minute? Okay. Dr. Nesbitt is on his way. He's a trusted surgeon. He's a trusted physician. Has a practice. He has offices worldwide. Dr. Nesbitt's on his way. So he says he wants to analyze. He wants to analyze my poo from earlier. So, all right, I just gotta wait for him to come. But Dr. Nesbitt's a great guy, and I love him because he's probably the smartest surgeon I've ever known out of all the surgeons. Probably one of the best surgeons I've ever seen out there. Hey, you're here? Dr. Nesbitt's here. You guys, Dr. Nesbitt's here. So, good to see you. How you doing? He's doing good? Okay, you want to analyze this? Okay. You want a chopstick? All right. What are you going to do with those chopsticks? Dr. Nesbitt, you sure you... Dr. Nesbitt is a board-certified surgeon, but not just that. He does miraculous surgeries. So you think you did spot a worm after all. Dr. Nesbitt, do you know what you're doing? Well, I shouldn't say that in front of everybody. Of course you do. You're a surgeon, for God's sake. Very good one indeed. Did you bring... What? Dr. Nesbitt says his patient is still on the table. That'll be okay, right? I mean, they're under anesthesia, right? That's okay, right? It's okay. They're under anesthesia long term. You'll just... A few minutes won't matter? Oh, well, Dr. Nesbitt says a few more minutes under anesthesia won't matter. I guess so. All right, Dr. Nesbitt, he thinks he found something right here. Dr. Nesbitt, is that it? Dr. Nesbitt says he thinks he found he thinks he found a parasite right here in my poop earlier. Dr. Nesbitt, you sure? Because that looks like macaroni. Yeah. What? Dr. Nesbitt says he's seen that he's made a mistake and there's no parasites in there. Really? What do you think that is? He thinks that's a gallbladder. Oh my God, I don't want you to be my surgeon. What surgery you're taking out somebody's spleen right now? Dr. Nesbitt says he's taking out somebody's spleen right now and they're on the table under anesthesia, but you think this is a gallbladder? Dr. Nesbitt says he thinks I pooped out my gallbladder. Just doesn't make any sense. Dr. Nesbitt, I really don't know if we can... I think you're losing trust with your constituents and trust with... you're losing trust with the people here on this platform. But we have to give Dr. Nesbitt more credit. He's been in surgery for 27 hours straight right now, and he's doing the best he can. Okay, he's going to go right now. You're going back to surgery? All right, Dr. Nesbitt has to go back to surgery. You guys, what I love about this juicer is, first of all, let me get some juice going here. Let me strain some juice. Let's do that. So... what I love about this juicer, it's quiet. I like to juice early in the morning. That's what I love to do. Juicing early in the morning is actually, because sometimes I don't go to bed. What happens, so I don't go to bed because I'm working on the book, and then if I'm juicing at 4:30 in the morning, I don't have to worry about it waking up the house. It's not going to happen, right? Because it's so quiet, so I don't have to worry. That's amazing all on its own. Does it need to be organic celery? No, it doesn't. I mean, try to do organic. Try to get organic. But if it means no celery juice, because you don't want to have it because you can't find organic, I would still get it. I would get it and wash it, okay? First of all, celery is a scam on that list. That's a scam. So that scam called the Dirty Dozen, whatever, celery on the list is a scam, all right? That was put on the list as a scam, number one. I mean, just like all the scam articles about celery, scam articles about celery juice, right? No one said one bad thing about celery ever until the medical medium started the movement going all the way back 35 plus years ago. So then, because people were healing and attention was drawn to it, it just everybody's scamming about that. There's conventional spray on every single thing there is, including organic crops. There's conventional spray everywhere. You can get more conventional spray with your neighbor spraying their yard with lawn care and chemical fertilizers and insecticides. Grade schools coat the rooms every single year with insecticide, termite killer, ant killer. All the kids in grade school are inhaling it, breathing it in, getting it on their skin. Yeah, that's frightful. That's terrifying, right? So, and then, but you won't hear about that. No, you'll just hear celery. Look out for conventional celery. It's like, yeah, unbelievable, really. It's a sick world when you think about it. And secondhand perfume is worse than smoking. I'll say it again. Secondhand perfume is worse than smoking. Perfume, colognes, air fresheners, and children are subjected to perfume, cologne, air fresheners, scented candles. They're subjected to that all the time. Loaded with metals and chemical formulas. You couldn't even believe they're toxic. And no one's talking about that, but we'll talk about don't drink conventional celery. Don't eat a stick of conventional celery. Real smart. That's the whole thing there. So I moved the juicer out of the way, so I'm not going to spill it this time. Because when I was on YouTube, I spilled it because it was basically everything was in my way. But that's just the way it works. You guys, let's talk about what celery juice does inside the body a little bit, so you have something to really bite on when you're drinking it. It's important to have a visual of what it's doing, because if you don't, it takes the fun out of it sometimes, because it's good to get a visual on what's happening, right? All right, what is secondhand perfume? I'm sorry, English is not my first language. Secondhand perfume? It's when someone's spraying perfume and you're breathing it in, you're somebody that's, you know, it's like secondhand smoke. Someone smoking a cigarette or an e-cigarette, right? And you're blowing it out like, and someone over here is breathing it in. It's like someone spraying perfume all over them and it's stuck on them and it becomes an aerosol, a toxic aerosol, no matter what. Like if they're walking around and you smell their perfume and cologne, you're breathing it in. Even when they're not spraying it, but it's all over their bodies, that's secondhand perfume, secondhand cologne. It's worse than smoking cigarettes. There's more chemical toxins inside fragrances than there are inside the nasty cigarettes. You know how they say cigarettes? Cigarettes have over 1,000 chemicals in there. Cigarettes have over 1,000 different meaning known chemicals, right? Well, perfumes and colognes have 3,000 to 5,000 unknown chemical concoctions from chemical companies in them, right? But no one talks about that, right? So anyway, there's the celery juice. Let's get the anatomy going over here for a second. Guys, amazing. Glad we're here. Health with Liz. Yeah, infertility. Lots of it going on out there. Tons of it going on. It's just terrible, really, at this point, right? So bring out some physical body parts out here. Got some adrenals, too. Let's talk about adrenals a little bit. One of the greatest ways of bringing adrenals back is having celery juice in your life, because the sodium cluster salts right here that are inside here help to bring back adrenals. Adrenals need trace minerals, but they need specific trace minerals, alkaline trace minerals that are in celery juice. It's one of the trace mineral compositions they actually need in order to heal. So adrenals need that. Everybody's losing their adrenaline left and right, stress, addictions, caffeine, you name it. I'm really sensitive to fragrances. I always get headaches from them. Yeah, secondhand fragrance, secondhand smoke. That's worse than secondhand smoke. Really is. That's what's so sad about it, right? Air fresheners are worse. Air fresheners in your house pumping out of the walls and are worse than smoking cigarettes itself to your health. Just letting you know, that's how bad that stuff is. It's tricky, that's how it is, right? So celery juice helps to bring back your stomach glands. I didn't talk about that earlier. So it helps to bring back your stomach glands. We're going to lose a liver real quick here, right? There you go. So inside your stomach, there's stomach glands. Stomach glands create gastric acid. That's what gives you the power to digest and break down your protein. Everybody's like, protein, 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 protein. But you can't break down your protein if your stomach glands are toasted. And guess what? Almost everybody's stomach glands, they're mostly toasted. Some people's stomach glands are really, really bad off, really toasted. Keep that in mind, right? So celery juice enters into stomach glands, helps to restore them so they can have that power, that potent HCl build back up. Everybody's burning out their stomach glands, burning them out with caffeine, other stuff, right? Other foods, they're burning them out. Meanwhile, celery juice helps to build them back up. Your stomach glands get stronger, then you can kill more bacteria. Strong HCl kills off bad bacteria. That's what strong HCl does. It kills off bad bacteria. Important to know. Kills off unproductive fungus, kills off yeast, kills off mold. And that's what HCl inside your stomach does. People have virtually no HCl. They're not drinking celery juice. They're not drinking 24 ounces, 16 ounces, 32 ounces of celery juice every day. Important to know. You want the protein robot? We'll do that. We'll do that. Probably won't be today, but we'll do the protein robot, I'm sure. The liver, whole nother thing right there all on its own, right? So keep in mind that the liver is stagnant and sluggish in everybody. Everybody's got the stagnant, sluggish liver. And it builds up more toxins, and then it's impossible to keep the weight off. People get sicker because their liver's getting sicker. Then their lymphatic system becomes the dump yard, the dumping ground for the liver, where the liver's dumping all this junk and garbage inside the lymphatic system. So that's another thing too. So your celery juice is helping to clean up the liver, which in turn really cleans your lymphatic system. And that's the key. You can play lymphatic system games all you want, Until you clean your liver, will you actually get your lymphatic system clean. You guys, moon meditation I'm going to be doing tonight. I did it last night 3 times. Full moon is insane. This moon that we have, take advantage of it. Go to Medical Medium Podcast at Apple Podcasts. Check out the moon meditation. I'm doing it tonight. I'm really excited about it. I'm pumped about it. I did it last night. Helps to heal the soul. That's what's incredible about the moon meditation, the Medical Medium moon meditation. It helps to heal wounds in the soul from betrayal, broken relationships, from heartache, from losses, from hardships. The moon meditation, I'm doing that tonight. I want to let everybody know before I forget how to cleanse the lymphatic system. Fabulously, cleansing the lymphatic system can only happen when you're cleansing the liver. The liver is why someone has a dirty lymphatic system. The dirtier the liver, the lymphatic system gets dirty, becomes the dumping ground. You can try to clean the lymphatic system, theoretically using whatever someone man-made theoretical product, but that's not going to do it unless you clean the liver. And if you're cleaning the liver by default for some reason, because you're eating better and that's helping, well, then you're helping your lymphatic system. But everything in your liver dumps over and spills over into your lymphatic system. Really important to know. Celery juice helps to clean the liver. That's a big deal, right? So these are just some things right here, okay? Putrefied, dehydrated, fecal matter inside the intestinal tract. So when you guys go to bathroom, this is important to know, you think it all came out. Everybody thinks their poo came out. They all think it all came out. But no, little bit at a time stays in. Each time, each week, each month, each year, and a little bit builds up. Eventually you'll have 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Many people have 30 pounds of extra hardened, dehydrated fecal matter on the inside of their intestinal linings. And it gives them that extra weight, and eventually their gut just comes out. Their gut just starts to come out. And then later on in life, their gut's out to here because they have 20 pounds of sausage, lamb, steak, fish, nuts. Yeah, nuts, nut butters, just 20 pounds of all kinds of stuff, just all compacted in there. They'll have it all in there. All kinds of other food and dehydrated gluten sitting all inside, right? So keep that in mind. Celery juice helps to clear that out. It eats away. It eats away at the garbage inside. That's what it does. You guys just got on here. We're coming closer to the end of the sale. It's $50 off. It's the MM900 HDS. If you haven't seen this, right here, that's incredible. It even got drier. Oh my God. It's like turning into dust. That's the pulp. Just so you know, pulp just doesn't come out like that. You see how dry that is? Look at this. It's like snow, but not wet. Look at that. It's like fluff. Food prices are going up. This machine saves you money as you juice. It's 2 things you get going there. You're healing yourself. You're using herbal medicine in the medical device, this machine. Okay? You're getting your life back, and you're saving more money to buy more food. That's how it works. More money to buy more food. That's what's incredible about it. Because the pulp is dry. It's flaky dry. I mean, honestly, you guys, that's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. That means I got that much more juice. I juiced less celery. That's what's going to happen there. Dr. Fawn, good to see you. It's not Pulp Fiction. That's funny. Look, use whatever juicer you have as long as you're drinking celery juice. That's what I've always said. I'm just saying that if you're looking for a deal, it's $50 off at omegajuicers.com. It's the MM900 HDS. It's that model though. So if you go there, you'll end up buying another model and it won't do what this does. You won't be saving that kind of money. So it's important. You guys are always asking. That's why I got to let everybody know. It looks like hay, right? Vividly. It looks like hay. And they give you a free celery juice book, $50 off on the juicer. It's the MM900 HDS. All right. So that's important. Okay. But that's the pulp, dry to the bone, It's dry. Like, there's nothing wet on the bottom of this. Like, there are no camera tricks on that. You watched me juice it, the pulp went in there, and that's what's happening. That means you save money. Honestly, I think the juicer has paid for itself dozens and dozens of times. Probably saved thousands so far. By the way, you guys, this is live right now. If you just got on here, we're live on Telegram. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. We're live. So keep in mind, this is not a vegetable. You guys on Telegram, it's not a vegetable. I know you guys, many of you know this. That's an herb. That's herbal medicine. Herbal medicine, though, at its best. Keep that in mind. Herbal medicine created by a medical device, because that's what a juicer is. It's, Marissa, you're laughing. Medical device, right? That's what it is. And there you go. So important to know. And it helps to bring back your life. Anybody that's worried about plague and plague information and all that, do you have Medical Medium Book 1? Miranda Kerr, good to see you. So do you have Book 1? I know Miranda has Book 1. She's got this. This is the new edition. Medical Medium, and I talk about plague in there if anybody's like concerned or worried or anything like that. But I talk about more than that. I talk about more than that in there. Miranda says, you're the best, Anthony. You're the best, too. Say hi to everybody for me. Okay, you got to blend and strain. That's what you have to do if you got a blender. You blend and you have to strain it to get the juice out if you got a blender, all right? If you got a juicer, still got to use the strainer, right? You still have to use the strainer. Very important. I use a little metal strainer. Not worried. You could use a plastic strainer. You can use a metal one. Whatever you want to do, all right? I got a plastic one. I use that one too. But you strain it, and then you get that pulp out, any kind of like fiber or pulp out, because this is about an extraction. This is an herbal extraction. This is herbal medicine right here. Okay? That's what it is. Lemon Bomb Love, good to see you. I felt a bug coming on yesterday. Lemon Bomb Love says, I felt a bug coming on yesterday and killed it with zinc shock therapy. Amazing. Incredible. Medical Medium Zinc Shock Therapy. Talk about that in the books, the Medical Medium books. So here's one book right here that talks about that in there, right? And doesn't work with any zinc. It works with the right kind of zinc. The one that I've always recommended that I use is Vimergy Zinc. It's V as in Victor, IMERGY.com. Their zinc. That other than that, there's so many bad zincs. It's the liquid zinc sulfate from Vimergy.com if you're going to do zinc shock therapy. So you guys, listen, I know so many of you have been through hell and back, okay? Many of you guys have been through hell and back. Elevate, evolve, energize, good to see you. You just had your spinach soup, incredible. Chris, you seem fine to me. Give you guys some shout outs. I haven't had a chance. It's been crazy lately. Evie Acaro. Trinity, what's up? Wild Lizzie Flower. So, at Neomacon, good to see you. So, you guys, I know some of you have been through hell and back. A lot of you guys. Kelsey Bach, right? 51 symptoms now better? Is it 51 symptoms better? Kelsey, you've been through hell and back all these years. Like, you know, just sick and working on your healing, right? Health with Liz, you've been through a lot. Oh my God, you've been through hell and back with your healing. And you guys, many of you have been through so much. And many of you guys now have been past that. You're out of the woods, right? You put the work in and you learned how to heal the info and you've gotten to the other side. But if you're not there yet, just know that it's really a spiritual journey when you're healing yourself, truly healing yourself physically. Because when you come from that place of been through hell and back, and you've been struggling, and no one understands, you haven't been validated, no one gets it, you've been to plenty of doctors, you still have symptoms, you're still struggling, and you come out of that, that alone makes you more spiritually powerful than anybody else. Keep that in mind. I know people, they haven't gotten sick, right, yet in their life. They're going through life, they've been skating by, haven't gotten sick, and they, you know, and they think they're spiritually got it down, and they don't when someone's been sick. When you've been sick, When you've been down in the dumps, not just down in the dumps, down in that place where you're on your hands and knees and you're praying to God, and you're on your hands and knees and you're praying to the universe and you're praying to God, and you're like, what did I do to deserve this? How come I don't have any validation? No one understands. I've lost everything. I'm suffering. I'm struggling. That place right there builds something spiritually in us that no one can touch. No one can touch. It's a very, very incredible, powerful spiritual moment we have in our life while we're going through so much hell and so much hardship. And then when we rise out of that and come out of that and rise out of those ashes, right? And we see the light and we come out of those woods. Oh my God, we become spiritual beings no one can even imagine. You been there? You been there? Randa Compassionate Healers. Sharon, you been there? Lissy Cohn, good to see you. You've been through so much. And just everybody keep in mind, okay? Your body wants to heal, truly wants to heal. It loves you unconditionally. Everyone has a chance to heal. You'll get that chance. You'll get there in your life. Pat yourself on the back. Love yourself unconditionally, okay? Because your body loves you unconditionally. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not a bad person. You didn't create any sickness. You're not on Mattress Island because you created it. That's not how you got there, okay? There's real reasons why we're sick. Real reasons that aren't your fault. They're not your fault. And when we learn and we heal and we move out of it and we rise out of that, the spiritual growth is like no other that anyone can touch or anyone can see. And keep that in mind, okay? Medical medium community is the most powerfully evolved spiritual community in the world because you guys, okay, have been through hell and back. And it's that hell and back, right, that does it, right? And that's the thing about the MM community. It's the people who are the most chronically ill in the world had to use this information to heal. And the spiritual power they have within them is unmatched by anywhere, anyhow, any possible way. Just always remember that, you guys. And that's what's incredible about the medical medium community. Right? That's what is incredible. And the thing is with the medical medium community, they've learned to live without things. Because once your physical freedoms get taken away, you can't drive your car or go out and do things and take trips, and you're really sick. And things dwindle down to the point where you're on Mattress Island and you're struggling and you're just trying to get by to even think or heal or do anything. You could barely get to a doctor's appointment. That's when that spiritual growth just happens like no other. Even people who've been sick just 2, 3, 4 years or a year or 6 months. Man, the spiritual growth. Keep that in mind, right? And remember this, okay? It's not your fault, you guys. There are other reasons, and we talk about what it is. We've been tricked. We've been duped. We've been peer pressured. We've been pushed off the cliff in our life. All kinds of different reasons, right? The poisons, all of it that are out there. The toxins, pathogens. We know why we're sick. We know why we got sick in our lives. And we know how to heal. I love you guys. Anyway, take care, okay? And my heart's with you. Truly, truly.